Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Danny here with some live gameplay from Bridge Troll Cup, which happened on the Sunday just gone, which let me just double check, was it the 30th, I believe? 30th of November. Yep, 30th of November. We had a cup. I went to a cup. I haven't been to a cup for a while. And got some games recorded. Now, I will just spoil it now by saying I did not record any of top 8. Spoilers, I did not make top 8. But we got some games anyway. It should be fun to do some commentary. It was quite late by the time top 8 started. There was a few hiccups throughout the day, so I wanted to go home. So I did. But we did get some games. Bridge Troll were kind enough to allocate a table specifically for the tripod to set up, which was nice of them. So thank you very much, Bridge Troll, Tiverton, for that. And yeah, I was able to get some games in. This is myself, I believe. I was thinking about this just now. I think this might be the first time I've actually featured myself in a game, recorded live, obviously. But here it is, and it's myself versus one of my Team Exeter teammates, Chris. I believe Christie, great name. Shout outs to Chris. Going to be the Grimmsnarl from me versus Chris with the Jelly Gardy. I did actually win the coin flip and I chose second. A little fist pump there. You can see I've got the Dance Engine in hand. I can't remember. Was it Monkey Dory start, I believe? Yeah, it is Monkey Dory start. We're just waiting now for the big reveal. Chris actually coming off the back of another cup win. So he won a, believe it or not, 5-player cup on the Saturday just before this with Jelly Gardy also. So he's got his champion mat. Monkey Dory, of course. And Chris is going to be opening the Frillish. He's going to be happy to see the Frillish because it can be a pain to get in the active spot. Turn 1 to be able to item lock. But that's not going to be a problem anyway for me because I am going second. And it is over to me. Of course, classic Grimmsnarl player. I do get the Buddy Poffin in the starting hand. If you play, anyone who does not play Grimmsnarl needs to know this. When you play Grimmsnarl for a certain amount of time, you earn the right to always have either Buddy Poffin or your ace spec in your starting hand, with very little exception. The deck just allows you to do that. So of course, yeah, I have been playing Grimmsnarl for long enough. I have got the Buddy Poffin start. Now we know generally in this matchup we want to go aggro with the Grimmsnarl. So looks like I'm just going to be eyeing up the double Impidimper whilst also doing a little bit of a prize check. Let me take my time here. We are allowed to these days. Oh, I've got my face in the top corner. I don't need that. Let's get rid of me, because I'm here anyway. Yeah, here we go. Here's the double Impidim, and I'm just saying, I believe there is the Arven also in hand, so I'm just pre-loading that Arven grab. Here we go. Gonna, of course, get the TM Evolution plus the big purple ace spec. There it is. I've just Gabriel Fernandez it out of my deck there. As you can see, flipped it onto the table. I can't remember what I was debating here. Oh, I'm just debating my discards, I think. Just really trying to think about what I'm doing. Of course, one of the discards is going to be that TM Evolution. Getting rid of the Lone Ultra Ball. I think getting rid of the Iono as well is fine. We do have many supporters in the deck. I was running 4 Lilies, 3 Iono, 1 Research. There's a Lilies to speak of. The second TM Evo and Spike Muth. Now, I am getting item locked next turn, so I'm just thinking here, is there anything that I can use this turn? If not, it will just be a burn of a card. Looks like I'm eyeing up Nest Ball here. Just being aware that, once again, of course, that item lock is coming into effect. That's going to be the grab off the secret box. You'd love to see a turn 1 secret box from a Grimmsnarl player. Going to hit the Nest Ball. Chris knows that the Nest Ball is coming. He's seen it. Just looking at that starting hand, like that starting discard pile, like god dang, he's doing well. Second Monkey Dory does hit the field. One of the big aspects of this matchup is, of course, the Monkey Dory dominance. So the energy and the TM Evo do hit the board on that active Monkey Dory. Going to allow me to have up. I'm just debating the second Nest Ball. Do opt to go for the Nest Ball. Now, upon reflection, I think this is quite a big overextension from me. 2 Nest Balls and the Ultra Ball getting used turn 1. I think I'm at this point considering some spice here. I'm getting a little worried because I have used all of my ball search about potentially getting stuck in the active, getting a Pokemon stuck in the active, which I don't know if that's really that big of a deal. I think the air balloon is still in deck if I need it, but I do run Petron EX, which would always allow me to push a potential Grimmsnarl into the active, and that is, I think that's going to be my turn. Yeah, I'm TMEOing while am I shuffling. Double Morgrim, of course. Nothing surprised. I'm just going to shuffle up while Chris gets on with his turn. I know that there's going to be an item lock coming my way very soon, but what is going to happen between now and then? Consideration thoughts. The Ralts has been on board for a turn. It could be a kill here. It could also become a Red Candy Gardevoir here, depending on what Chris's hand is. But it's going to be straight with the Iono. So we're going to be losing the Spikemuth Gym. However, I believe the double... There is another Spikemuth Gym in the deck, plus 2 Marnie's Grimmsnarl. So choosing not to play the Spikemuth there, we'll see if that's something that comes back to bite me. If an Artisan comes into play, then we'll know that it was the correct move. If Artisan does not come into play, then we can assume that it was, in this case, an incorrect move. But I did want to save that stadium anyway. Let's see. I believe, yeah, I've been Marnied. I keep saying Marnie. I've been Ionoed into Grimmsnarl, so that's fine. It's going to be the Earthen Vessel search for Chris. Getting that Darkness Energy, all-important Darkness Energy out of the deck for the all-important Monkey Dory on the bench. So far, I am 1 energy detachment ahead on the Monkey Dory. Just considering if Chris wanted to look at the discard pile or not. Doesn't look like he does. Going to be attacking his Frillish a little bit in order to attack me with that Darkness Energy in play also. 20 damage plus item lock. There is the Grimmsnarl. We're going to start bunking up now. Now, of course, I have no access to items in this game currently. I'm trying to remember if in this game I was... Oh, I have an Artisan. I think I'm trying to decide here. So, with the Darkness Weakness for Chris's Pokemon, I could aggressively go in just with Morgrim. Have I got double Grim? No. Darkness Energy does go down on the bench. Monkey Dory. Nope, there's no boss there. Most likely just considering the lilies. Or do we Arven? Do we Arven for the air balloon in order to maintain the Monkey Dory Darkness Energy dominance? It's definitely something worth considering. It must have been. I mean, I'm considering it now, so I'm assuming that the same me from then considered it then. It was long enough ago that I can't remember what my plays were. I believe it's going to... Ooh, come on, Danny. You need to make an action, mate. The stalls... Oh, considering the Artisan now. No, we're just going to Lily here. Interesting. Interesting. I think if I know that the air balloon's in there, maybe now... Looking back, maybe I should have gone for the Arven. Maybe I just want to save that air balloon. Maybe I just don't want to overextend too early. Fresh 8s. Very good. We get the air balloon energy. Yeah, it's fine. We get air balloon anyway, so broken. The game hath spoken. Really am just worried at the moment. With the way that I play Pokemon, I'm always worried that I'm... Well, not always, but I know that I'm liable to overextend. And that's definitely something I'm just considering here. I'm going to Monkey Dory onto the bench. So I make the decision here to actually pressure Chris to have to utilize his Monkey Dory. Go for the Ralts there. Just choosing to spread it out a little bit. Don't know if that is the correct play though. Looking back, there's definitely gonna be there's definitely the argument for them from. I can see why to just for me to have just Monkey Doried the 2 onto the Frillish, knock the Frillish out, and just minimise the amount of counters on the board for Christie to utilise, because now he does have access. If he does play another Monkey Dory attach energy, he can move 5 counters from his side onto my side, which is poopy poo poo. But he's going to get his own secret box here. So what do we got? Not the biggest hand. Another Frillish does hit the discard pile plus the Liz Clefairy. So not feeling like the item lock is too possible here. Coming into this turn, I mean, it's certainly looking like it's most likely a mind bend angle, and this is where that overextension with the air balloon. Now I'm starting to wonder, oh, should I have actually should I save that? Thankfully, I do have the Morgrim on the bench, so I could actually retreat, make sure I've got enough energy in the deck, evolve into Grimmsnarl, and then repower my new Grimmsnarl and the current Grimmsnarl. Nest Ball coming in for Chris here. Going to be getting that Pheasantipity. Going to feel like he needs some more cards. Probably a good play. No Frostlass for me, so not a lot to work with in regards of moving counters around. Not a lot in regards to adding counters to the board as well in order to knock out this Fez. So certainly Chris staring down a tough board. Going to be difficult for him to have to rebalance. That's not a very powerful rebalance, should we say. No Gardevoir still. Looking at Mind Bend in order to try and buy a 50-50. Nope, we're also going to move 30. And Mind Bend, 60 damage and Confusion. Okay, Lily's off the top there. Do we have the second Grim in hand? That is just disgusting. See, now I'm looking at those 3 balls in the discard pile, thinking I really wish I had my Petra Run at this point, because I could just Petra Run up the Morgrim active and then evolve out of the poison and then laugh. However, just seeing it, we do have the triple Monkey Dory in play, so there is a possibility here that we can just actually wipe the Ralts and the Kalia off the board. Could go triple Dory onto the Ralts. Could boss up the Kalia. Do we even have access? We probably don't have access to boss. Could just straight up knock out the Kalia. Could just move. We've got 9 counters to work with here. Maybe just put 9 on the Kalia, knock out the active, knock out the bench, and get rid of all stadiums in play. Going for the Lilies first before getting the Grimmsnarl. Probably, I'd say there's likely some energy in my hand that I just want to throw into the deck and then get out using the Grimmsnarl's Punk Up. There's that Grimmsnarl, and then right in the middle. Potentially now right in the top. Just the 6 today. Did take a prize. Grimmsnarl did make it into the hand. There's that boss's orders. Just debating whether or not we evolve. Oh, I'm going to Spike Myth first. Let's see how many energies we actually have in the deck. And also thin the deck, get the Impidimp into the hand. Punk Up. Clearly saw an amount of energy that I wanted, that I was happy with. Ooh, just 2. Ooh. Ooh, that's cringe. That is actually kind of cringe. However, so I'm saying it's cringe, like, oh, I'm going to have a Grimmsnarl play with no energy on it, which could get boss traps, but I do still have that Petra Run. But, as I've said previously already, we did overextend turn 1, so the only way actually I can get to the Petra is to just draw it. Oh, I am going to go with the play and just remove all damage counters from the board, take another 2 prizes. Chris now needs Rare Candy to get a Gardevoir this turn. Does have access to the Pheasantipity once again. of course, this is Gardevoir. We never count Gardevoir out. Serendipity has been used. Gonna go for that nest ball. I mean, I should say it's starting to look a little bit bleak here for Chris, for sure. It is looking a little bit bleak. Triple Dory in play. It's pretty much a game-changing situation. Does he go for the Mind Bend again? Oh, Mega Diancie. Okay, Mega Diancie is a big buff for the Gardevoir. And I was thinking about it just then, like, what does Chris actually hit me with here? Of course, the Mega Diancie, 270 HP, 3 prizer, but its ability is that it just takes 30 less damage every single turn. Every single attack, 30 less damage on the bench and in the active. The attack it does, Garland Ray, 2 Psychic Energy, just nice and cheap. 120 damage times the amount of Psychic Energy you discard up to 240, alright? So you can discard both energy and do 240, or you can discard 1 and do 120. Pretty good, pretty tanky. The tankiness works well with the Monkey Dory. It's hard to one-shot this thing. Still getting the leads for 8. Pretty insane. We never count Gardevoir out. Are going to need to see a Gardevoir actually come onto the board. Going to go for the counter catcher here. Here is that stall tactic we were worried about. And things do start to get a little bit scary here. They do get a little bit scarier. I mean, that's not quite as scary as it could have been. I think, yeah, like, we wanted the rare candy, but that obviously wasn't happening. What are we doing now? Artisan? I thought we used Artisan. Was it a nest ball? I was just going to be Artisan for the Monkey Dorian pass. Yikes. Alright, we need to find a Pecharunt. Or we need to start attaching and start swinging. Oh, I think I actually remember what play I made here. Cool, so energy does come down on the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. There is still no damage counts on the board to work with. Boss on the Fez. And going for the Devo play on the Killia. So this is kind of interesting. Chris hasn't used any rare candies yet, but potentially here, this is a big slowdown. So not only is he missing out on getting the Gardevoir this turn guaranteed, he has to manually attach to the Fez in order to retreat it, which means he can only get one. He can only keep the 1 energy on the Monkey Dory, reducing the damage output this turn. That could end up mattering. I mean, I'm not sitting around here doing the calculation now, but I'm pretty sure it does matter. Because 240, well, it reduces the total damage per turn from Chris with the Garland Ray from 300 to 270. There is that manual attach. Here's Arven. Of course, no knockouts last turn, so no Fez. Is the strat going to work? Are we going to see... Oh, the Killia did get discarded. For if he night stretches this Killia, I might... gonna lose it. Unless that was the second Killia. There could be another Killia in hand. Although Jellygardy often 2-on-2. You are kidding me. What on earth, Chris? Did you just... You had to use an Arven to... Oh my god. Really valuing the Fez and Skippity here is Chris. But is going to potentially give me another prize card. Ooh. Is choosing to allow another prize card to be taken. However, that is going to be another Monkey Dory that does not see the light of day. And we are going to see the second energy there. And that is the scoop for Chris. Game 1 goes to your boy. Chris wasn't really able to stabilize at all in that game. Very nice aggressive Grimmsnarl setup for myself, which is good. I'm always happy to see some dubs. But yeah, definitely an overextension, I think, from that bull search. We're gonna have to watch out for that coming into game 2. I'm sure Chris is gonna choose first here. Excuse me, he's gonna choose second, so I will be going first. That's where I think I learned that Chris did make some changes from the deck that he played yesterday. No pile shuffling here, ladies and gentlemen. We just shuffle. We just shuffle. Lot of shuffling, a lot of chatting. Oop, cheeky Petra on there, getting some looking. And that's my signature shuffle there. Spent years as a junior, as a senior, perfecting this one. The old 1-2 slap it in the middle. I like that one as well. Okay. Both decks officially randomed. And getting ready to go. Also got to point out, just definitely worth mentioning, rocking the Japanese sleeves. No, they didn't break. If you think the Japanese sleeves are bad or they break, then you're a fool. This was a big one. I actually noticed, I say it's a big one. For me, it was a big one. I noticed the Professor Turo in hand, which I wasn't entirely sure was being played there, but definitely worth noting. I think it is kind of staple now for Jelly Guardy, but I don't follow that many Jelly Guardy decks. Mulligan as well is also nice. We do get an extra card. Not a great matchup for Christie. I think it's just going to be looking to kind of establish that item lock as early as possible, which is going to be turn 1. And just trying to lock me out of the game from there. Going to see what I'll get the extra mulligan there. Going to see seeing what Chris is going to be opening with. I think I have a monkey again. Oh, the Mega Dance EX. Now this Mega Dance EX does change the dynamics just a little bit. It sort of forces Chris, I think, to kind of go aggressive. Just going to be the attached pass to my brave little Monkey Dory. Nest Ball. This is the thing. I don't think that the Latias EX is in Chris's deck to allow the free retreat into the Frillish to allow the turn 1 item lock. So I'm already feeling as if I'm going to get an opportunity to actually use items next turn. I believe there's Arbin in hand. So I should be popping off. But first we'll see what Chris has. Just doing his quick prize check. It is going to be that Frillish. Big Frilly. No Willy. And we are going to see the Earthen Vessel getting the first Psychic energy into the discard pile. All important Psychic energy. Going to see a double Psychic. And chooses to give up the Artisan. Going to be searching that Ralts out. Very important for Chris to get the Ralts, but does give me the opportunity to get some more Monkey Dories in play, which is always good, because as you can see so far for Chris, unfortunately, there are no Monkey Dory in play. Now, it makes sense that you only really need to get the Monkey Dory in play the turn that you're going to choose to put the Darkness Energy on it. I would assume now, that the Psychic Energy is going to go on the Mega Diancie, and I get at least one turn to decide, or to see what Chris decides to do. He could attach again and just start swinging and cause problems and just try and run me off the board, which would be a pretty good strategy, I think. Or could retreat into that first and try and slow me down, forcing me to find those TM Evos, to do all the things. You did see there, it didn't really come up in the last game, but we do have the Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle would allow me to move a Pokemon to the bench if I so choose, and that Artisan is able to give me that. I am eyeing up the Buddy Puffin. There's the Arv, and there you go. Turn 1 Buddy Puffin, ladies and gentlemen. Every time. Too easy. I think the pink card must be priced. Or did I just choose not to get the pink card this turn? Going for the double Imper. Doing a little bit of checking there. How many more Grim have I got? How grim are we feeling? Going to see that TM Evo. Now, unfortunately, this Munkidori is going to be annihilated next turn by the Gardevoir. Well, I say that. I actually can't remember what the play was. It could be that, or we could be seeing the Oceanic Gloom, which is also super annoying. Well, we could just see the boss onto the Morgrim. Time will tell. So Chris has many, well, I say that. How many times has Gardevoir played boss, I suppose? Chris does have some opportunities here and some options. I think at this point we were like both questioning whether the aggressive play is the play, whether that is the line. As you can see from that energy attachment, Chris does decide that that is the line. Gets himself 8 fresh cards with the Lily. See if an aggressive play here from that Mega Diancie is going to be a problem. I mean, it's definitely going to be a problem. I can at most 2-shot the Mega Diancie depending on Munkidori situations. However, there are some potential opportunities to spice this game up. The Artisan has not yet been used by Chris. So he does still have access to that Artisan. He found another one as well, and that's not how I can see. Still no Munkidori. That is interesting. You gotta get your Munkidori in play. Maybe Chris is seeing the 2 and just doing like, well, I suppose he does. He had to attach, didn't he? He did have to attach with that. It actually kind of makes sense that there's no Munkidoris on Chris's side of the board. See, I'm rocking that E-switch there. E-switch going to be pretty good. And it is going to be the Gardevoir line. We are seeing aggression from Chris here. Does open himself up to the potential of Counter Catcher. Does open up the potential for Munkidoris to do the monkey business. If we can see Amani's Grimmsnarl EX coming into play, that's what we want to see. Going a Night Stretcher here. Is this a case of just playing cards for the sake of playing cards? Maybe. I think maybe I should save that Night Stretcher. Just trying to think here. We do have the Counter Catcher. Gonna Artisan first. See what's going on. Oh, we do have the pink card. Goes for the Snow Run. So, are we now creating a new line here? Are we creating a new line whereby this is putting enough pressure on the Diancie that Chris's line is no longer viable? That's the question that's being asked by slapping the Snow Run to play. And we are going to push up that Keelia. I know that Chris had a lot of trouble getting Gardevoir EX. In fact, it never actually saw the field. Gardevoir EX did not see the field in the last game. So can I keep pressuring Chris here and just keep saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to see Gardevoir in play. I don't want you to be able to do back-to-back Garland Rays with Munkidori pinging. Let's just get rid of this Keelia now. I do have an option as well if I really want to put 30 on the Diancie. Well, it would put nothing on the Diancie. minimize, well, I say minimize, there would be no damage counts on the board. So the most minimal amount of damage counts would be on the board, which is good against Monkey decks. However, Chris isn't actually playing any Monkey right now, so there's definitely the argument that I could just start slapping damage counts on the board in order to keep the pressure going from all angles. We do see the attached return. We do also see that Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. Choosing whether I want to save that air balloon for another day. Decides the air balloon is worth saving. Really love playing that air balloon early, right? Maximizing the energy in play. Bumps the Artisan with a rare candy, of course. Powerful move. Does opt to Spike Muth. Second Grim. Oh, yeah. We don't need to punk up. But we do need to shuffle. We do need to shuffle for sure. Very similar situation for Chris to face than what he faced in the first game. Facing down the double Grimmsnarl. Not quite got the multiple Monkey set up yet. But this time also looming pressure of the Frostlass. Going to choose again to save that air balloon and promote the other Marnie's Grimmsnarl. And I'm going to opt to put 30 on the Ralts. As we talked about earlier about whether or not we do want to keep the damage in play or not. Well, choosing to put the damage in play this time. It's back over to Chris. He's definitely got Garland Ray. Question is going to be how powerful. God damn it. Another Spike Muff hits the bin. Mew hits the bin. Wow. I suppose real dangerous to put Mew in play in this matchup. Does get one-shotted quite easily. Only opting to get one energy from that Earthen Vessel. Crazy. Are we going to see Artisan for Monkey attach and then Lilies? There's the Monkey already in hand. Does opt for Night Stretchers, get a second Ralts into play. Most likely going to need that. Oh, it's Iona this time. Cactus does go to the bottom of the deck. We got 5 to 5. Okay, where we need to see some Psychic Energy. Well, we've already attached return. Has to be a rare Candy Guardy here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. What on earth? Not even going to Adrenaline Brain. Going to leave that damage on the Killia. Probably pretty smart, actually. Just getting a look at the hand. That Petch. Still there. Still putting in work. There's a Spikemuth. Oh, interesting. So we do have the Iron Bundle. We play in the run. I think you bundle, don't you? Or maybe we don't. Maybe that's too much damage. But we're going to research. Attachment return. Okay, here's the Frostlass. So let's see now what shenanigans the Frostlass is going to do for this matchup. Okay, so we're going to see our first Frostlass pings of the set. Another prize taken. Going up on the prizes. Everyone gets their die. Now Chris has an opportunity here. Where's the Gardevoir? That's the big question. Can we get Gardevoir into play? Yes, we can. Going to be a huge opportunity to move a lot of damage counters back over. In fact, this is a problem, all right, with playing Frostlass in his matchup. Chris has access to 6 counters, potentially from 2 Munkidori. He's going one more Dark Energy. Put the Dark Energy on the Munkidori. You can go Adrenabrain onto my active Grimmsnarl, and he can knock out with the Garland Ray. Well, it doesn't knock me out. It does 240 plus the 6 damage counters from the Munkidori. I'll have 10 health left, and then in between turns with the Frostlass, I get knocked out. Problems. So this is already a whoopsie moment as far as putting the Frostlass into play. Allowing that to happen was a bit of a no-no in this case. Just makes the Munkidoris that Chris has way more powerful in this matchup. So not super ideal. We're going to see here if we can do something. I think should Chris be protecting this Diancie better? Oh, he's going to remove 3 of him. And it's going to go Garland Ray. And between turns, it is the KO. Grimmsnarl goes down. First Grimmsnarl down to the set. Chris takes another 2 prizes. Goes up in the prize exchange once again. God damn, where's the 3? Wait, shouldn't he have been 3? I think that Diancie should be on 3. He had 5 and he took 3 off. Which is 2. Should be on oh well. He's not on 3. Here's the other spicy tech. The XP share coming on the board does make a threat here. There is enough damage counts on Grimmsnarl, whereby if Chris does the same thing again, he won't be knocked out between turns. Grimmsnarl will be knocked out by damage, which means that I get the energy off the XP share to power up my Petrarunt. Petrarunt will do the max 300 damage once Chris takes 2 prizes from the Grimmsnarl, so that's pretty cool. I'm just doing some quick maths here, trying to work out if I can just knock this thing out. I don't think it's possible. Oh, there's that broken E-switch. Because, do you know, even though it will power up the Petron if he does knock out with damage, I actually don't really want that to happen. I'm happier to have my Grimmsnarl available just for that little moment longer. Bit of thinning with a Spikemuth. And we're going to Iono. Man, I should have Iono'd before I did any of those pings. I don't know what the heck. Bad player, ladies and gentlemen, bad player. Did find the secret box. That would literally burn the entire hand to play the secret box. So, not too sure if I'm going to be playing that. We'll see. Just going to choose to slam the Diancie for 150 damage. And then pings, knock out the bench Monkidori between turns. I do 30 to that Monkidori. Plus the pings, that's the KO. Just going to make sure that Chris's dice is correct. And of course, mine own as well. I do take a single prize. Puts me 3-3 once again. And I know that I have a secret box in hand, which will grant me the boss's orders on this Mega Diancie. Seeing the Arven does mean that Turo cannot be played. However, knocking out this... If he knocks out my Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, I'm not super happy about that. I don't know if I have the means to do anything with the Petra Run. Maybe I do. Maybe I just got the Counter Catcher, Petra Run, attach win. Maybe I just need some Monkidori shenanigans. Oh! Or that. Or devolution can happen. But I don't... No, so Chris cannot devolve my Grimmsnarl into more Grim and do enough damage to actually mean it dies. Is knocked out. So let's see what this Arven is going to do for Chris. Opts for the... Here it is, the secret box. And we'll discard his entire hand to utilize the secret box for Iono, which he can't play because he's played Arven. And Ultra Ball. Don't know if there's any stadiums left in there. Do you see the TM Evo? I think at this point Chris is wondering what he's doing. Why did I do that stuff? Just to Ultra Ball. Affairs. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, so after all that, the knockout was the knockout was between turns from the Frostlass. All that for getting that pheasant to play. Yeah. Well, does have access to Gardevoir X still? Just doing a bit of maths here, bit of mathin'. And is going to opt for that Kelia call sign. I'm just going to start monking. Just trying to work out. Oh, okay, yeah. So I felt bad that Chris forgot the Fez, and I was offering him if he wanted to Adrenabrain. But I think he said no, if I draw a brain, I just lose. Which is fine. I'm just going to let Chris do his actions here because I'm thinking I have boss in hand. I have boss available in deck. I think I have boss available in deck. So I'm just going to make sure it's all correct. Don't want to say that and then it's not there and then I've like looked at my deck for no reason. You know, we got to... As one lad at the comp said, we've got to do it legit. Got to keep it legit. Here we go. We draw. We find a dark energy. I think that just wins the game anyway. Because 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so actually the dark energy... I didn't even use that. The dark energy on the Monkey Dory would just triple Dronegrain to win the game. So, either way, GG's Chris. I am victorious with the Marnie's Grimmsnarl in this first round of the Bridge Troll Cup 2025. Now, spoilers, because we did say that I didn't record any more of any of the top 8. That's my dog. One thing worth noting is Chris actually did go on to win this tournament. Okay, so congrats to Chris. I did not. I went 2-2-1. And yeah, that's about it. That's going to be this video. We got some more. We've got 3 or 4 games, I think, in total to go through and do commentary for. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all again for the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.